Welcome. This evening, it is Thursday, May 26th, 2022. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Spotify, YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. It is the name of the show. We are live on my Facebook page, which is Sunshine Camila, Kamela. I'm going there now so we can actually open it up for everybody to get on. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again that it is a real thing. This evening I have a great guest, like I always do. I am so biased. Um, he has some awesome things, awesome projects out here that he has done. I am impressed by the things I have seen on his website, and he has a new book out, getting ready to do a book tour. So I'm excited about that. So you guys will be able to hear from him on what's going on with him. So let's get into his bio. So this young gentleman here by the name of Timothy Allen Smith. That's him right there. He has a nice body of work. And we're gonna get into some of those that you guys may have seen, may have heard of. And we have Thugs, a couple of plays that he's done. I'm trying to get to it so you guys can see. Timothy Allen Smith has built a reputation as a prolific storyteller with an astonishing catalog of 74, I said 74, 74 stage plays and 3 award-winning novels. Alongside super producer Melvin Child, Smith's plays have toured the country to record breaking success, from iconic love stories like Love Jones, the musical, to urban lit adaptations like Thugs and the Women Who Love Him. Smith has proven his versatility and ability to master any genre. He has also did the stage play The Neighborhood Barbershop, featuring Oscar award winning Monique, acting sensation Alan Payne, recording icon Angela Wimbush, and a host of comedians that will keep you in tears from beginning to end. He has, like I said, 3 novels, and right now we're going to be talking not only about those projects, but the book he has now that's out, called Regrets. Now, if you can see the cover of this book in itself, make you want to say, what are we regretting, and what we talking about? So tonight, you guys, I want you to welcome Timothy Allen Smith to the show.
Thank you for that, Miss Foster. How are you?
I can't complain. We're closer to the weekend, close to the holiday.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with a long weekend, right?
Nothing at all. Wish it was started today. However, we are here. So let's get into how did we connect. So we have a person in common. Again, like I said, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. We are literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be. And our connection came with Miss Beverly Brooks, who said, I got some people that I want you to talk to. They're out here doing great things, have great projects out, going on a book tour. And guess what? I'm talking to them. So this is how we have connected, by Beverly Brooks. And I just had Trevor on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I was excited to be able to talk to you guys. So now I'm talking to you.
We're talking to the man. I'm glad you met with Trev. Trev's a good dude.
Yes, he was pulling on my heartstrings on Tuesday with his story and his book, which made me want to eventually one day go to Japan just
Yeah.
by his storytelling and his own situation with his children. So again, that is the prize of storytelling and writing a great book. Makes you want to go there. So let's go back. I know we talked about your project. We're talking about the book. Let's go back to your days in school. Did you always feel like writing or the arts was uh talking to you?
Um, Absolutely not. My story is completely different. I was a software engineer for years. I actually owned my own software engineering company
Mm,
before I ever started anything creative. And I was living in San Diego, which is where my clients were. And so I was doing really well professionally. A friend of mine, Melvin Childs, who was not yet super producer Melvin Childs, he was just Melvin Childs. He called me because he lived in Oklahoma. He called me and asked me if I could help him out. He had been producing a play, and the writer they were working with had some sort of meltdown. And I don't know what happened, but I know that the writer walked off the project literally 2 weeks before they were supposed to go up. And because of the contractual situation, Melvin didn't have the rights to do this project without the writer. So he was kind of stuck because they had already started marketing it and, selling tickets and the whole thing. So it was a big outlay of money that he was not going to be able to recover from. So he, out of the blue, asked me if I could write something for him. And I had never written anything. I didn't even know how to structure a play at the time. I had no idea what I was doing. But he was desperate, and he's my buddy, so I figured I got to help him out, or at least try to. I think I figured I would write it, they would hate it, and we would move on with life. Long story short, I wrote it. They didn't hate it. They went on and produced it, and it did really well. And he came to me again after that and said, "Hey, can you write something else?" And since the first one worked, I wrote the second one and on from there. And that's how I got started. So yeah, my journey was not intentional. It was almost accidental in terms of how I ended up in entertainment because that was never my intention all through my formative years.
that is I if you could say the word insane, because that
Mhm.
normally does not happen at all. Um, that I'm gonna call it insane.
Yeah, it was just serendipitous. I don't know. I don't know why to this day he came to me and asked me. I think he just asked me because he didn't know who else to ask. He had to ask somebody to do something. And he just didn't have anybody else in his Rolodex that he could ask to do something. Because remember, they were 2 weeks from going, from opening night. So he had to have something written in like 24 hours, which is insane. And so he just was, I think he might have asked 100 people. And I was maybe number 99 on his list of people to ask. And I just said, okay, let me give it a shot. We did it.
So even with you writing and the actors and actresses still had to learn their lines in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, there was a crazy time. I mean, it just all sort of came together because I couldn't just write whatever I wanted. I had to write something that sort of fit
It,
along the lines of what he had already planned, and the music didn't change, fortunately. So if you know how these things work, the music is sometimes agnostic. They don't use songs that are literally written, I'm sorry, originally written for the piece. They use popular songs that, everybody sort of knows.
mhm.
So the good thing is they didn't have to relearn any of the songs. I had to make sure the songs fit with whatever story I was telling. But yeah, they had to relearn the dialogue and all the other stuff.
So
Absolutely.
what? So let me ask this question. So was that like a double bag because you were like a Captain Saver person, or it? I mean, was that? Listen,
No, honestly, I didn't even have a contract. I,
huh?
I didn't. I mean, because again, when your friend, we were kids. I don't know. I think I might have been 23, 24. When he just
Hmm.
called me and said, I need some help, I wasn't thinking about a contract. I wasn't thinking about, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about, and I had a very successful company. So I wasn't thinking about a career change. I was just basically laughing at his dumb ass for getting into the situation in the first place, and not having a real contract with the writer that he had been working with for all these months. And then secondly, I just wanted to help my friend. So, listen, I figured I'd help you out and we'd have a laugh about it and it'd be cool. It wasn't anything formalized and no contract or anything. I just wrote it, he produced it, and they're like, oh, dude, this worked. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he said, let's do it again. And here we are.
Wow. I mean, when I tell you that was definitely God sent, especially when it was something that you didn't even know how to do. And
Yeah,
to
no,
come out successful like that.
I had no plans on doing anything like that. And for it to turn out to be successful, it was God's will. It was his hand, not mine.
So since you started with that and you got, the bug as we call it, um, that was a change for you. So once you did it twice with him, right?
I know many more times than that. So what happens is in that world, there's not a lot of people that work in that space. So word travels fast. Because you have to remember, I'm at that time, especially I was a corporate dude. So when somebody told me they needed a script by a specific deadline, as a corporate dude, when you get a deadline, you meet the deadline. That's part of the gig. That's how you get paid. So I got this reputation for being really super dependable, and I wasn't thinking like an artist. So again, as a corporate dude, you're not. I'm not. At the time, I wasn't really protective of my art. I didn't really think of myself as a creator. I was just like a vendor to these guys, and so I would just get a contract and I would do it. So word travels that this guy is no drama. He's dependable. He delivers on time, and so the calls have started coming because people knew I would deliver without any of the artist crap that they would have to deal with dealing with other, creative people. Now, over time, I've developed that, creative gene. And so I'm much more of an artist now than I was when I started. But at the time, my reputation was as the guy who delivered fast because I could do it quickly, and the guy who would deliver without any drama and deliver on time. And so those three things kept me working steadily to the point where I ended up, dropping my other career and folding into this one.
And so, wow, this is amazing. I mean, to have um two careers basically, um, and a time span where it didn't take you forever to figure it out. You know what I mean? So in the corporate world, how long were you in a corporate?
Oh, I kept my toe in the corporate world for probably 10, 12 years before I finally just sold the company and dedicated full time to entertainment. And even after that, I was a consultant. I would consult for companies for years. So I would say I never really took my toe out of corporate completely until maybe 5 years ago, when Love Jones happened. And then when Love Jones happened, it took everything to another stratosphere. The other thing you have to remember is entertainment is fleeting. And even me not having a lot of experience in entertainment, I knew that, right? So the work that I was getting was steady, but that can go away at any time. I mean, the
That's true.
real being real, the phone can stop ringing tomorrow. So there was no way I was going to give up the steady income, the regular income of my corporate gig, especially because that's a company that I built from the ground up. It was just me literally just me when I started. So, I kept ownership of that firm and I kept my toe in the corporate world forever, until it got to the point where I just didn't need the income anymore. And then it was a matter of deciding what I wanted to do with my time. And, when my daughter was born, I figured I was working between corporate and entertainment. I was working 17, 18 hours a day for years. And, I just couldn't do it anymore when my daughter was born and decided that, maybe I need to choose one or the other. So, yeah, sold my company and dedicated myself full time to creative endeavors.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, when were you sleeping if you were doing both? Like,
You know, the path to success does not include sleep. You know, I tell young people that all the time. You can play hard when you're young, but then you're going to work hard when you get older. Or you can work hard when you're young, and then you get to play hard when you get older. So it's one or the other. You're not going to be able to do both. And I, you know, by circumstance and maybe by choice a little bit, I worked hard when I was young. And so when I got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore, I could find more time to play as I got older. We still there?